Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Tuesday, September 4th. Those of you that, like me, did not have to work yesterday may have missed that I did actually record a CarCast yesterday, although not a Periscope. In my CarCast, I had guests, and two of my sons as guests. One of them was not very talkative. The other was somewhat talkative. He's been on before. So if you missed it, you might want to go back and listen. We talked about what had gone on the last week or so, because he hasn't had much chance to watch Big Brother. What's going on since yesterday? Well, there's a whole controversy about Tyler and his feet and the head of household competition and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. Tyler won. They're not going to change it now. If they were going to change it, it would have happened that night. It didn't get changed then. It's not going to get changed now. What the debate is over is, was there a rule that you had to maintain at least 1 foot on the disc the entire time? There's the people that are saying, I never heard the rule. Doesn't mean there wasn't a rule. There's lots of rules that we don't hear about. They don't read every single rule every time. Frankly, the rule should simply be, first one to hit, last one to hit the mat is the one that wins. But because because production wants to keep these competitions shorter, they started instituting these special rules. Like, they've done this before. When it's holding onto keys, you have to keep both your hands on. It's like for the first hour, you only need to have one hand on the key, but from there on, you have to have both hands on the key. And this is this is not about a competition that happened this year. I'm talking in general. And it's like, yeah, they're doing that because if you take one hand off, you're out, and they want to quicken things up. So they've done special rules to shorten competitions all the time. Another special rule that they instituted a few years ago was you can't sit down on the disc on whatever the disc sitting competition. Well, there have been disc sitting competitions, obviously, but when you could start out standing, you could switch to sitting. If I remember correctly, you had the option, and the discs were bigger, and you could kind of crouch down and your butt could rest on the disc, so you kind of were sitting on it. Then they said, nope, your butt can't touch the disc, because they didn't want people sitting on the disc. And so they also, I'm pretty sure, also made the discs smaller than they were. They were bigger, and now they're kind of very small, and they're hard to even sit on if you wanted to. So they've implemented these rules. Then, I guess, people have said this. I have not gone back to verify yet. But in Big Brother, I believe 17, they said the rule was you have to have at least 1 foot on the disc at all times. Now, someone really needs to go back, document them reading the rule, and then show where it was enforced that someone took both feet off for some reason. They said, that's it, you're out. We did not hear that rule read to them on Friday. We did not hear it. Now, Casey in the diary room did say you have to keep at least 1 foot on, but she followed that up with, because if you don't, you could accidentally fall and slip and sit down, and that would get you eliminated. Some people are forgetting the because reason that she said it. And so she didn't say the rule is you have to. She just said you have to keep at least 1 foot on. Although, frankly, it's almost impossible to keep 1 foot on and not the other foot on, because think about it. You're standing on the side of a semicircle. Your weight would flip. So if you only have 1 foot touching it, you're basically holding yourself by your arms, which is indeed what Tyler did. On multiple occasions, at least twice, but the one I'm familiar with that I went back and looked, there's one picture of him sideways that I think it was taken off of After Dark. I don't know for sure, but there's definitely I was using Big Brother Viewer, which the times are slightly different. On Big Brother Viewer at 11:03 p.m. on Friday, there was about one instance of going around where Tyler was having problems. He had been crouching, and he went to stand up and was having problems, and he kind of lost his balance and was kind of just basically swinging by his arms, trying to put his feet back down on the platform. And so he did it for about, 3/4 of a turn that he was pulling his legs up. And sorry, distraction, detour. So he pulls his legs up, and crapola. Detour in a broken down semi on a hill, and I'm behind the tow truck that's going to take care of this. Hang on, folks, I'm going to pause this while I figure out what I got to do. Okay, that wasn't too hard. I just followed right behind the tow truck, and he got me through the spot. Okay. So, anyways, Tyler went around in a semicircle, balanced, trying to get his feet back on. And Haley was directly in front of Tyler. There was one spot between them that was empty, and that was JC's spot. So this was early on. This is when JC was the only one out. And Haley's looking at him while he's dangling with his feet not touching. Angela's going, come on, Tyler, come on, Tyler. So it was not like it was this, oh my gosh, or boy, he was sneaky about that. It was blatant. No one called him out on it. No one said, Tyler, you've been eliminated. Isn't that elimination, big brother? What's going on? None of that happened. So, in my world, whether it was a rule or not, they chose not to enforce it at that moment. And so it's like, you know what? It's not a rule. Now, the Vegas account has reported that it was a rule. I don't know what to say. I can't argue with the Vegas account because I can't prove that the Vegas account's wrong, but at the same time, it's like, but that's not what happened. So, I don't know. Don't know what to say. All I can say is what I saw, and the other house guests saw, and nobody called foul and said, wait a minute, Tyler took his feet off, he should be eliminated. Someone say that, he wasn't going to, that Haley saw it, but she wasn't going to raise a stink. But I haven't heard any complaints. Have not heard any complaints by the house guests that it happened. They'll get asked when they come out after the show. Someone will get asked, what was that going on that game? Were you guys told no feet? It'll come out. It'll be reported. Somebody let me know what happens, because I'm not going to be watching that closely after that, at that point of the game. But, if you want to tweet at me, I'll eventually see it. All right, guys. So that's that as far as that huge controversy. Since then was the Power Veto competition, which Casey won. We know about that. Casey didn't use it yesterday, which hadn't happened yet when I did my car cast. And so Casey didn't use it. Scotty and Haley are still nominated. Don't know. It seems to be that Scotty is the one that's going to go, but it could still also be Haley. It's not a lock. So we'll just have to keep our eyes peeled, see what happens. And, yeah. I would think Scotty would want, I would think that Tyler would want Haley to go, but the house doesn't seem to want to, so it could very well be Scotty that leaves on Thursday. They got a grill yesterday. They get a grill pretty much every year, but now they've turned it into a deal with Pop TV, Big Brother After Dark. And so they got it at midnight Eastern time, 9 p.m. Big Brother time. They'd been locked down inside. They gave him badminton, they gave him croquet, they gave him hot dogs and hamburgers, a grill. And what the heck is going on with traffic? Gotta pause this again. Just a second. All right. So, let's wrap this puppy up because, traffic is just no fun today. One road closed has caused major slowdowns and breakdowns in other places. So, they got their grill. I think that's where I was at. They had their hot dogs and stuff. They sat around and talked. Yada, yada, yada. Good time had by all. What do I think's going to happen in the next couple of days? It should be Scotty leaving. Unless Haley messes up. At least that just seems to be the consensus. And Tyler seems to be willing to go along with that consensus. So my guess is Tyler or Scotty goes. Then we see who wins the next head of household. Brett is the odd man out of L6 still. I don't know why JC, last night when I popped on the feeds, I saw a couple of things. The first I saw playing pool, Haley and Casey, and Haley this is before they got their grill, I think. This was early on in the evening. Haley and Casey were playing pool, and I saw Casey telling Haley that Rachel wasn't supposed to go. She wasn't supposed to be the one getting evicted, but she freaked out, and so things flipped. And I believe she was telling her that in the context of just keep calm, don't flip out. You'll be fine as long as you don't flip out. And then JC is up in the head of household room talking to Tyler and pretty much saying Brett wants to break up Angela and Casey, which is not completely true because it's more JC's thing, but he's been trying to talk Brett into it too. So Brett's getting lots of bugs in his ears from JC, and obviously Brett should be able to read some of the writing on the wall to know that, Tyler really is spending a lot of time with Angela. And how tight is Brett really with Casey? I'm thinking Brett would have a decent read on some of this stuff and kind of start to say, you know what, I don't have the same connection that Tyler seems to have with these people. Now, I'm not 100% sure if Tyler's going everything's all right, I'm spending some time with them. But at some point, I'm not saying Tyler is doing that, but even if Tyler is, at some point you got to go wait a minute. Why? Why do you need to spend some time with them? What difference? Why should you be more than me? Who are we worried about? JC's the one freaking out about this. He's not in our alliance, so why should I be worried about JC freaking out? So Brett may pull something if he manages to win head of household, other than going after Haley and Sam, or Haley and JC. I mean, that's what we're down to at this point. We don't have any more bodies to get out. So L6 has really somebody's got to take their shot, and I think Brett is the most likely to take that shot. So yeah, got that. That's where we're at. It's Tuesday though, so it's not like it's a Monday, even though it's a Monday for me for going to work. It's Tuesday, and yep, I'm thinking today's going to be a slow day. They may or may not get the backyard back. I believe they will. They thought they were getting it closed down early because of that it was getting ready for comps and stuff, but it turns out it was to get ready for the grill and stuff. So yeah, all right, I'm done. It's been a harrowing drive. It hasn't been harrowing. It's just been an annoying drive. And I'm just not feeling... I'm feeling like a Monday on a Tuesday. And I'll be happy when we get to Friday and it doesn't feel like a Thursday. Right? Because Friday will still be Friday. It's not going to feel like a Thursday. I don't know if Wednesday's going to feel like a Tuesday. Hopefully Wednesday feels like a Wednesday. So hopefully this is the one day that I feel out of sorts. You get me? You feel it? All right. Everybody have a good one. We'll talk to you all on Wednesday, when hopefully I don't feel like a Tuesday. I feel like a Wednesday, getting closer to Friday. All right, I'm rambling. Goodbye.